Absolutely. Had a short delay there getting into game number 2, but alas, here we are again. Winner bracket finals. If Planet Odd can take a win here, they are moving on to the best of 5 grand finals coming up tomorrow.
We just trucked it right through the Chinese ad break. We didn't stop.
We did, baby. Well done. Everybody pat yourself on the back there.
Do they ban Caudle? Here's the thing. Do they ban the Caudle hero, or do they ban Bristle and Nature's Prophet on the side of Newbee?
As a refresher, last game it was Caudle Furion banned out by Newbee first, and it was Drow Nightstalker banned out by Odd.
Yeah.
Now Newbee's going to switch it up and actually take out the Bristle.
Okay, so Shane was right. They're just not dealing with the Bristle. And of course Nightstalker, just like a super.
Yeah, there's the Caudle.
Super strong pick, and they ban the Caudle. Yeah, I mean Planet Odd they're one of the few teams that when Caudle fell off, they just kept picking it and owning with it. So.
Right. What if you banned CM against Newbee? Did it just collapse?
I guess they get Visage.
I think that's the right ban, by the way. I was surprised that they didn't take it out in the first game.
You brought it up in the first game. The Planet Odd first picked it as like a block pick. So.
There's the other bug coming out.
Now one team has a bug and the other one doesn't.
I think Newbee won this one.
Yeah,
they have the bug. We need to get
bug battles.
We need to see a Weaver coming up from Planet Odd.
Not too convincing.
But as we've talked about, a very safe opener here for Newbee. Nick's so good against a lot of really prominent cores in the meta right now.
Well, yeah. And it's just the presence of the Nyx Assassin. I thought that the first push in the last game where Planet Odd were pushing that bottom racks, they had to be so much more careful with the disengage because they weren't absolutely sure where the Nyx Assassin was on the map. Nyx played well can make the other team play so much more risk averse.
If you 5-man though, Nyx becomes a lot less of a threat, right?
Until you get Eggs.
Yeah, that's true. But it's hard to farm on Nyx. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not
oh yeah, it definitely is.
He's not a farmer.
And people are straying away from the Midas build now too.
Yeah.
Just look how cool, calm, and collected Planet Odd look though. They almost look bored. It's too easy.
Yeah.
You know, all of them just okay. I'm ready.
Because these guys grind like 20 pubs a day, so they're just bored.
Yeah. And they're just. I mean, look, when you've been through a TI all the way to the grand finals with 4 out of 5 of these players, and then Moon having the major winning experience with OG, they've been here before.
Very cool, calm, and collected. Understandably so, but there he is, Mr. Misery.
The drafts are so much harder to predict now. I remember maybe a year or two ago, it was like, okay, this hero is really strong, they're going to pick that first. You know, then they're going to pick their supports, and these are the available options. But now it's like, they pick a Nyx Assassin or a Sand King or a Clockwork.
There's so many things that can go wherever.
Exactly. They're harder to predict. They're harder to predict if you're trying to call individual heroes, but there definitely is a rhythm to the roles and the order in which they're chosen.
Oh,
That's this true. Is the same basic blueprint, right, for Odd, that you're going to pick up the Soxka Warlock, and you're going to pick up a Clock. You're going to pick up another hero. Last game was the Sand King. Here, a Clock that can be either a 3 or a 5. This is an underrated aspect of Misery, that he can play. A lot of times, your hard support has to be on a Crystal Maiden or something like that for a lot of these teams. Misery can play a lot of heroes like the Sand King and the Clockwork at the 5 position that other teams have to run. Earth Spirit that other teams have to run as a 4.
Yeah, I mean more in the versatility kind of thing. Like you don't know where the heroes are going, rather than the heroes themselves.
I'm inclined to agree with that. Other than like the last couple of picks, it's so hard to say what hero is actually going to come out. I mean, that's a Bat Rider right there.
The last game was a perfect example of that. Right? We didn't know where any of the heroes were going. We thought we did, but we were wrong.
Well, we're even seeing that still with Bat Rider, right? There was a long time where that is an offlaner, you know what he's doing, and now we've seen some of these position 4 Bat Riders.
Yeah, that could be a 4 Bat Rider, because I do feel like if that's a roaming clock, the 4 Bat Rider is probably going to do better than a 4 Nyx, because we talked about it yesterday, Shane. The Clockwork is a very good counter to the Nyx Assassin. You can just run at him. And the Carapace does absolutely nothing. You cogs him, you use your battery assault, and he's just dead. So Bat Rider, I mean, obviously they're probably going to be like, all right, depending on what the enemy team picks, we're going to switch up these roles. They probably aren't sure right now, but you know, it's they have in mind that they can do whatever with these heroes.
Well, one of the important things is that if you were looking at drafts like even a year ago, lanes and roles are no longer the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And we saw that in the last game. The Skyrat is still the same role, even though he's safe lane instead of mid.
Yep. And the game has changed a lot since then. I mean, there's a lot of big patches that have really altered. Of course, the jungle, one of the bigger ones. But
the Nyx Assassin Bat Rider, Nyx best counter to Bat Rider in the game.
Yeah.
You pick it into a Warlock, one of the worst supports at dealing with Bat Rider. But Warlock's good against like constant harass. You know what I mean? He's good at dealing with like bristleback heroes that
just kind of damage
poke
over
at you, right?
Yeah.
And all Bat Rider does is he stacks up napalm, which does no damage, and then you die.
And he commits to you,
100%.
Yeah, so Warlock Seal will do nothing in this
Two things about the Bat Rider. Number one, 3, okay? Number one, laning. He's a great laner, okay? Number two, that we talked about this yesterday, the extent to which sticky name problem can disrupt the other team's team fight combo.
Yeah.
So if you're getting out team fighted, he makes it that much more difficult. Number 3, I've felt this way for a long time. I think Batrider is one of the best, if not the best heroes in the game around the Roche Pit. And maybe had issues with their Roche Pit engagements in the last game.
Just to talk about that second point, Clockwork against Batrider. Oh my! If you get one napalm stuck on you, you can screw up your hook so easily because you're used to the turn timings.
Yeah.
And it actually screws you.
Oh yeah, that's
a really good point. Very subtle mechanic, but it makes a big difference.
I mean, same thing goes for Warlock. A lot of the time, Warlock will counter-initiate with his Golem, and it's very, very timing dependent.
I wondered whether they were going to do this. So this is, again, with the flex pick and the specific counter to bat. Talked about Nyx being the counter to bat. Next hero that you talk about in that order of operations is the Venge.
Yeah. Swap to break lasso, amazing.
And
Stun for counter initiation.
Can still be, because of the flex pick of the Clockwork 3/4, the Venge can still be either a 1 or a support.
Yep, for sure.
I think Venge as a support against Batrider doesn't do as much. Like it's not really that much of a counter. It takes so much time to get to level 12, where the range is enough for your ulti to actually interrupt Batrider.
Yeah, it's like LC and Abaddon might be slightly better counters in that regard.
But if it's a core, it's amazing.
Because you want to get in there too.
Yes.
Yeah. I got you.
And it was a smart ban from NewBee. They actually banned out the Legion, another one of the heroes that's quite good against Bat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like the core Venge personally. A lot of people are kind of hit or miss from this.
Phoenix.
Okay, I think it gives a lot of early game damage and pushing potential. And if you combo it up with a Shadow Fiend mid or some high physical damage, you can just go as 5 early game using Warlock heal, using a Clockwork pickoff, and you can just take objectives.
So NewBee had gone to the Phoenix a couple of times in the group stage. The difference is they had the tree in the first phase.
I was just thinking that Treant is still available.
Yeah, but it just doesn't fit for NewBee.
And I don't think Planet Odd will pick Treant, so
into all this fire damage.
Yeah, but NewBee can't pick Treant.
He's not gonna have a good. There's gonna be a forest fire.
With Nyx, Bat, and Phoenix already on the board, one of those two heroes. Nyx and Bat, one has to be a 3 and one has to be a 4.
Yeah. Couldn't Bat go mid, right? We've seen that once or twice.
Well, wait.
That's not how NewBee plays. SCCC Batrider is not going to be a thing.
Huh. I still think they can do Jug mid and put the safe lane Venge.
I like... Yeah, I mean, they could do that. I like... It's another... God, there's so many flex picks, but I actually like Jug against Phoenix because it's one of the few heroes who you can get... The Phoenix can throw the attack speed slow on you, and he's just going to spin and kill the egg.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if they take a fight with this Phoenix hero... prior to Phoenix getting level 12, Jug will single-handedly kill the egg.
Also, Nyx into Jug is a very, very difficult matchup for Nyx.
Sure.
Because you have the when you attack from invis, the amount of time it takes for you to actually stun is easily enough to spin.
Oh yeah.
So you can walk away from that.
And it's a lane counter. Jug is one of the few heroes who, even if there's a Batrider, so maybe it's probably going to be a Batrider off lane. But I mean, it's good against Bat too, actually. For the same reasons, you just kind of spin and run at them.
With the TA ban, are we going to see a 5th pick Invoker out of Odd?
That's a good point. I would definitely say there's probably it's either a TA or a puck incoming.
So TA's already been 5th banned now. So.
Or sorry, Invoker or puck.
It's a pretty difficult Invoker game. Lifestealer's good, Nyx is good.
Yeah.
That's already 2 heroes that they're kind of directly counter.
And for NewBee, is this just straight Queen? SCC, or do you go back to the Dragon Knight?
That would give them 3 potential Infest Bomb carriers.
I think the DK would be really good here.
I like the Dragon Knight a bit more.
Armor is one of the best counters to Juggernaut in the game. If you look at like when he plays against Sven, probably the best counter.
It's like NewBee really needs some sieging too. Right now, the core hero's not really great at killing structures.
You can still think about the OD as well for SCCC, but I like the Dragon Knight as Queen.
I think it's just going to be so hard for Planet Odd to fight into NewBee if they just 5-man around the DK.
I wouldn't mind Puck.
Puck would be good. They have nothing to catch Puck on Planet Odd right now. Absolutely nothing.
A good setup. It's good with Phoenix Egg.
Yep. It's really good with Nyx.
I feel like you could be a little short on damage.
You cannot get ganked. You're ungankable.
Yep, it's pretty much a free lane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, as you said, you think NewBee will be short on damage with a Puck?
I think you can get a little short on damage. SCCC, he plays Puck, but he doesn't scale quite as well on that hero as his sort of Quap, OD, Dragon Knight wheelhouse heroes. Like, again, to me, a lot of this is about
Puck
the player, not just about the hero interactions.
And a ridiculous amount of damage now. I thought the same until I played in my team against Puck's mid, and it does so much.
I think Puck actually owns against Jug too and Warlock.
Puck is good on paper. Let me be clear.
You can go on the back lines and Silence
No,
the Warlock.
they're
Okay,
gonna
they
queen.
just go straight for the clock.
Again, I just think that's
combo.
there you go, baby.
Instant meepo.
Oh my God.
The best counter in the game.
This is a good meepo game.
They're making me
this
happy
is
with
maybe
the picks. Odd all the way.
All right, guys. All right, odd all the way.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Is this a unanimous panel again?
Dear
Is there
Lord.
any way that they can handle this?
Did you see the confidence of that pick? Dude, he was he slammed.
This
tried
is
to- is
not
there-
a raffle stomp draft.
Is there
Newbee
any-
has a shot here because SCCC is so good on Queen.
I disagree. I actually think Meepo's good against every single one of the heroes.
And
To be clear, I am
Yeah.
thinking
particularly good against
He's
Queen.
particularly good against Queen of Pain. Yes.
He kills him at level like 4.
Yes. It's
any
so
other Queen of Pain player in the world, I think this would be over before the game started. I do think Newbee has a small chance.
Nahaz, I like the optimism.
But
Let's see if
all
they
the
can
way.
do it. I'm curious to see what these casters think. Again, we've got Sunsfan and Brax for Game 2 of our upper bracket finals. Let's get into it.
Brax, hi.
Hi.
We got a Weepo friend.
That's good.
We've cast one earlier, and I believe he dominated. Wait, actually, I don't even remember what happened.
He didn't do so hot actually, but he
didn't
won.
do so hot, but they won. That's kind of the name of the game for Meepo, though. You create so much space on your own. You don't even. We talked about how Misery sometimes takes over mid after a couple levels, and Meepo just goes in the jungle. It creates so much space. And
He's like a big target, right?
Yeah.
And then he frees up the space. He's got 4 teammates. They'll do things.
He does have 4 teammates. Sometimes Weeha forgets that, but because he tries to carry by himself with Meepo. But at the end of the day, we're going to see a Meepo against, and I think the panel is right. We've talked about this before. Again, not to bring it up again, but Weeha doesn't feel like any hero really hard counters Meepo other than Sven, but there is the Phoenix factor where they kind of counter each other. So when you drop into egg mode, Meepo absolutely destroys it.
Yep, he kills it instantly.
Even like the max level doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It will die. But Sunray is amazing against a Meepo as well, though. So we'll have to wait and see what actually comes about and what the actual lanes are going to be. I expect this one to perhaps be a little bit more standard than last game.
That's what we're hoping for.
Are we?
No, they actually love that, don't they?
Yeah.
When you take like a stable team and you throw into like you throw out all the chaos into the mix, you know? It does feel like it throws them off a lot.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. And Newbee, one of those teams where we're seeing Lifestealer. Oh, you guys aren't seeing him. That's the new taunt, man. Did you miss that?
I've seen it before.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah. That looks just awful. Yeah, it's probably the best taunt in the game now. Pretty sure.
It's quite good.
They also have the Blade Fury for egg, so you'll be able to get some guaranteed right clicks onto the egg as well. So Kaka, it's all about positioning. I mean, if you're too close to Meepo, you will die every single time on this Phoenix. And then we haven't even talked about the rest of the heroes. Lifestealer, kind of single target focused, and
yep, very single target focused.
With Meepo, you can just kite him really hard. Against Queen of Pain, obviously you can't blink out of the Earth Binds. Nyx Assassin can be good if you have a proper setup. I mean, there is some vehicles for Lifestealer to actually get to a fight and blow somebody up. So we'll have to see if that actually comes to play or not.
Yep, that is very true. So why does we start with the TP scroll on Meepo level 1? You did that last time too.
Let's see. Let me think for a second.
Is it so when he hits 3, he can go back and heal instantly without having to fly it out or something?
Yeah, it must be.
But then wouldn't you...
I mean, this isn't something he did like 6 months ago. I can say that at least.
Okay.
Don't look at old replays. I could be wrong.
All right. They're so cheap, 50 gold anyways.
That's true. Eventually they will be free.
I can't wait.
One of these days, my friend.
Free and with a 3-minute cooldown.
3-minute cooldown. Jesus, that sounds awful. But yeah, at what level do you think Weeha is able to get a kill on SC? Is that once he gets his second Meepo?
I mean, at 3, if Venge comes in to gank, there's definitely kill potential there, but I mean, before then I imagine he's going to do his own thing. This is the old classic dual lane mid here.
Yeah, for sure. Misery dealing some nice damage to SC on the Queen of Pain. We saw him play the same hero last game, of course. Wasn't able to get off to the game. I mean, actually, he got off to a pretty good start.
It was good, but it wasn't as explosive as we've seen it in the past. You know, 16 kills a game, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, he did snowball, right? That's the main thing.
Yep.
The Queen of Pain. Of course, Sonic Wave, in theory, good against Meepo because he can spread. Well, it's kind of good against Meepo because you can get a lot of them low, but it's not really single target.
Right.
Like a Lina would be really good against a Meepo, theoretically.
It's not about killing them all, just got to kill one.
Exactly. KP, of course, on this Manta Rider. One of the best mounts in the game now.
You have excellent cosmetic.
He's going to run right into the Vengeful Spirit. Magic Missile is applied. Warlock with the Shadow Word, and that is going to be first blood going the way.
One more?
Oh, wait, that's...
Nice salve. It's gone.
Yeah, is that 2 salves?
No,
or was that
just one. That was a fairy
as
fire.
well? He's going to try to deny himself. Oh, Misery ends up getting the first blood, and that is a lot of wasted resources as well for the Bat Rider, all for naught.
Where's our first blood?
Oh, you're right. It's coming.
Animation.
Wait for it.
Okay. I'm watching the stage.
Wait for it.
It's not happening.
Oh, man.
They forgot.
It's okay. They'll get it for the next one.
Okay, for second blood.
For a second kill. Yeah, what if that happened, man? That would be actually so sick.
They were prepared for the mess up.
Oh. It'll be a thing one of these days. Everything, like we've talked about, comes full circle, so. Weeha. We'll be going for the... This is the cookie cutter. You got Treads, you got Dragonlance, you got... Well...
It was like
I guess after that,
build, right?
you can... I mean, you can vary it a bit, but yeah, it's going to be typical Blink into... Sheep Stick or something like that.
Right, Blink, Sheep, E-Blade kind of builds. It's all normal for the most part. Sometimes you see Scotty, but might be outdated now. Not really sure.
I mean, Scotty's one of those 5 or 6 slot, right?
Yeah, definitely. But,
just need those stats.
So, I mean, odds lanes are going pretty well here, even with the dual lane mid. SCC's Quap, tons of CS, but of course that is probably going to change pretty soon when Meepo just dips out into the jungle. Top lane, Moon. Pretty hard to kill this hero with Phoenix, Life Source support duo. No real stun. Cogs pretty much negate any sort of aggression in this lane as well. So it should be relatively safe.
I think Phoenix is decent against Clockwork in the fact that you hook somebody and then you can just Sunray from the other side and help your teammate out and deal damage to Clockwork in the mid lane. We have the Earthbinds into a magic missile from Misery. Don't think they're going to be able to take out SC this time because of the support from Faith. In fact, Phoenix comes in and Weeha taking tons of damage, and the Sunray along with the right clicks from SC will secure the kill. We talked about that being a potential counter. Weeha feels differently.
Yep, you know, they saw the Nyx assassin sitting behind him too there. They had the ward up on the high ground as well, but I guess they still thought they could get that kill.
I mean, the last game we cast with the Weepo got off to a bad start, but everybody else did quite well. And right now, Moon Meander doing pretty decently. And
it's one of those heroes that diverts a lot of attention towards it, so frees up the map for everyone else on this team while still having quite a large impact on the game.
Oh, Soxa getting turned around on here in his own jungle, but Misery's here to give some moral support, and it'll be enough. Misery's kind words went a long ways, as Soxa lives to see yet another one. Oh, Meepo might want to go on SC here, gets the Earthbind off, gets a couple nice poofs. Misery not ready to come in for the stun. Actually, he was trying to bait SC to go in to finish off the Meepo, but not happening yet. So how long until we see Meepo just jungle entirely and we see Venge soak up the mid? I guess it's pretty dangerous against Queen of Pain, and they also probably want to play in the lane so they can kill him, potentially. Yeah, there's that factor. Level 3 poof makes a big deal.
Yep.
In both jungling and finding that kill, I suppose, but more so for jungling, I think. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to come into play. And Misery, this is one of those heroes, again, Vengeful Spirit, counters the Bat Rider to some degree, but it is a support, so you're not going to get as many levels, and the level 1 swap is not great.
It's not great, but also at that timing as well, Bat Rider's not going to have Force Staff or anything like that, so I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah, that's true.
It is a pretty decent counter, but Venge usually throws her life away for it. And, you know, Bat Rider is more than just a lasso, so...
Is he?
He is.
Gracious.
He's got 3 other skills.
And here we're seeing, yeah, Misery's taking over mid like we talked about. Weeha into the jungle, level 5 right now. And Kaka waiting in the high ground. Could potentially find a kill onto Misery, and there won't be too much support other than the Meepo that is here now. Getting pretty close to
just baiting him.
Here comes the dive from Kaka onto Misery, but there's a stun on the Queen of Pain and into the Earthbind. Sonic Wave, is that enough to actually take out Misery? Indeed it is. And Quap just blinks out to safety. So no kill going the way of Planet Odd, in fact, turned around on them.
Yep, nice play from Newbee. Odd were trying to bait that, but I mean, it's just not enough damage at all to be able to kill Queen of Pain like that. But also messing with Sonic Wave and everything, so hard to deal with for sure.
Well, Weepo, better start than we saw the other day. That's for sure, because I think he died 2 times in the first.
It was bad.
Wait, is that the game where he got ganked by Puck level 1, or is that a different one?
No, that was a different one. That was still him, though.
It was still him.
He receives a lot of hate in the mid lane.
That was definitely a first, from my eyes at least.
Yep.
Bottom tier 1 tower taking some damage from Juggernaut. Misery. Looking for the stun onto Batter. He's going to get it off. Here comes the potential Omni/Blade Fury. Just the Omni/Slash needs to secure that kill. Here come the TPs. Queen of Pain. Shadow Strike applied to Juggernaut. He just Blade Furies it off. Here. Does not have a TP. So he's going to take some Sunray damage. And that's going to be a kill going the way of Newbee. So a 1-for-1. Nice trade overall. And it might be more as Faith finds Misery. Misery trying to get the Phoenix before he drops, but ain't happening.
It was a bit odd there. No pun intended. Yeah. They're trying to deny, or Misery was trying to deny Resolution's Juggernaut, but then he ended up just suiciding to try to save his allies, and he runs into, gets caught by the stun as well.
Yeah, top lane, Moon actually getting dove by Moogie on the Lifestealer. Cogs come out, and Moogie will be happy with the damage that was done.
Apparently you thought it was important, but not here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm casting off my own monitor, because I got great camera work, bro. I'm world renowned for my camera.
Catching all the action.
Absolutely.
You know, that was space for Meepo, at least.
I mean, everything can be space for Meepo. Even him dying can be space, at least for the other team.
Okay.
Yeah. And KP and Faith grouping up here between the Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower of the Radiant. And there was a scan. I believe that was on... I think that was a No, that wasn't a Newbee scan.
No, that was an odd scan to see if there was...
It just clipped him too.
Yep.
So he knows.
And
And Batrider actually stacking, no, attempting to stack, but not going to happen this time. Just taking out some jungle camps in the Radiant jungle.
Yep. Newbee very, very aggressive on the map. They know that Meepo needs time alone to do his own thing, farm up, get some levels, experience items. So they're just trying to invade the jungle. I mean, look at Newbee's wards right now. They have 2 observer wards in their enemy team's jungle, just scouting everything, trying to limit what Meepo can farm.
Yeah, well, for him, he just goes to the other side, towards the secret shop.
Yep.
Takes out those camps with no problem whatsoever. Misery level 4 right now. SC, sitting on a nice level 9, is actually aligned with Weehaw, so overall doing quite nice. Meepo is one of those heroes that just absolutely explodes in terms of both levels and farm once you get more of them. Bottom lane. Nothing's happening.
Nothing's
We're
happening.
watching the Chinese stream now.
Yep. We're looking at these ward cosmetics here.
Using the stun rate to full effect. His resolution already at half the HP. Stock's of course not level 6 yet, so can't really pop his ult to actually initiate. This tier 1 tower is in peril bottom lane. Healing ward is placed as well. Meanwhile, mid lane, Misery taking a Shadow Strike, gets the stun up on the Batrider. Can they actually get the lasso off? Don't even need to. Way too much burst damage and damage over time combination.
Now they're just running at Meepo as well too. Cleaning him out.
He should be fine. Actually, sticking Napalm is pretty damn good against Meepo.
It's
Just a turn
very
rate.
annoying.
That's a hero that really relies on the turn rate.
Yep. It's also a hero that just can't itemize for these abilities, so has
It's
to
not
deal
like
with
he
it
can
for
buy
the whole game.
BKB or anything.
Well, he could, but it'd be weird.
It would be awful. What if BKB applied to all 5? Then he'd buy it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
I mean, one of these days, I mean, they've already done the stat sharing. Why not the item sharing? You know, all items apply to all Meepos.
Then it's
Sounds
time
good.
to learn how to play Meepo for everyone in the
I think
world.
so. No, I don't want that to happen. Resolution, TPs to mid lane, and Misery will smoke them both up. Looking for a potential kill onto Moogie. Has Infest in 8 seconds if trouble finds him, but they might actually run into the Nyx Assassin, and Misery knows that someone's here. Oh, they're going to clip him. No, they're going to ignore for now. Want to go for Moogie, but...
This is pretty awkward though.
Hard
Hard to really kill him, but they can't force him out to pressure his tower, so...
Resolution quelling blading up these trees to find better positioning as well. And the creeps find him. The creeps always find you in that spot. It's actually so annoying.
They always see you.
And they just nerfed the vision of the creeps. I think the range creeps a couple patches ago, I believe.
Yep.
But not making a difference there. Both teams playing somewhat passive overall in the last couple
minutes. That's what it feels like,
minutes.
for sure. Odd just trying to get Meepo to where he wants to be, and then while still making rotation. Saksa, no mana for lasso. Alright.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yep, 40 mana off.
Well, he'll take out the wave, and SC is going to right-click that tower just a bit as mid lane. You're seeing Sunray come into effect, but not going to do a whole lot right now. Needs to be used in combination with other spells to actually have an effect onto Meepo that he actually cares about. He'll just sit there and farm right now with the Sunray on him. He doesn't really care.
Yeah, he just stood there and channeled his poof. Does not care at all.
Tier 1 tower taken out at bot lane as the game progresses. So we're 11.5 minutes in. Do we have any items that will actually make a huge difference for each team's initiation? Nyx Assassin does hit level 6, so that's something that they can use in combination with the Lifestealer. But mid lane, we're going to have a fight as Chaotic Offering was used to take out the Phoenix. As KP's on the run, will be okay. So Chaotic Offering now down.
Yep, no angle there for the hook shot, but I mean, both teams have these cores that are really hard to pressure. In the Juggernaut and Lifestealer, they both want to be able to make a move on these heroes so they can start hitting some of these towers. Nyx Assassin pretty good at that with the Vendetta, but he's going to get scouted here.
Moon Meander takes his, he actually sees him with that sentry, gets a hook shot off into a cog, as well as Battery Assault. Will this actually be enough damage? Vengeful Spirit is here to help. And he's still in range, and that Magic Missile is going to finish him off. Meanwhile, Lifestealer finds the Juggernaut, who just Blade Furies away safely. Vengeful Spirit in the meantime takes a Shadow Strike. He might be in some trouble. Taking his Sunray as well. Rocket Flare giving a little bit of vision, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, Sunray earned so much damage.
Didn't have, don't believe he had mana for swap either. Although you can't swap creeps until, is it Ags or level 3? Can't actually remember.
I think it's neither.
I think it's Ags. No, Ags you can swap creeps.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Another benefit for the item that is never picked up by Vengeful Spirit. Just add them up to the list, man. It's
It used to be picked up when we saw more support Venges.
Really?
Than core. Yeah, I've seen it before on support
Was
Venges.
This was before the illusion came into play?
No,
right?
no, I've seen that as well.
Really? In pro games?
Yeah.
Wow. I must have missed it.
It was a while ago.
The illusion thing is kind of like the icing on the cake. I don't even think it's that. I mean, it's pretty good, but I don't think you pick it up just for that, for sure. Apparently you don't pick it up at all, though, in the current space. Juggernaut farming away as Faith might be able to scout him out here with the spiked Carapace. So we see open wounds onto Moon. Doesn't have anything to get away, so will drop him. Again, we're seeing the Phoenix come into play as far as a semi-counter. Oh, nice! Egg used, wastes the Omni Slash, and now Resolution might be in some trouble. Gets stunned thanks to the egg finally popping, and the Sunray is dealing massive amounts of damage, and a great turnaround for Newbee as they find 3 across the map. I'm not sure where the Warlock died. Looks like it was towards the top bounty room.
Yeah, he was there clicking the egg as well. You know, usually Juggernaut can spin and kill the egg, but not when he gets lassoed. They have one disable that goes through Magic Immunity, and that's what it's for right there. I mean, this is all, of course, without the Meepo. You know, Meepo is off doing his own thing. Exactly. They're playing with an anti-mage right now.
Well, an anti-mage that
does things.
Does a lot. Can actually take buildings by himself, at least at a certain point of the game. Much scarier in a much shorter time span. That's what
that
I
is
was
true.
looking for.
You don't need those
like
55 minutes to farm.
Like, all right, it's 55. Maybe now we'll see the anti-mage show up, perhaps. All right, mid lane. Newbee clearing out the wave. Faith looking for a potential opportunity to actually initiate, but has to be wary of potential sentries, which are riddled in the mid lane, in fact.
Yep, they want to protect this tower. You know, once this tower falls, their jungle entrance, or the jungle is completely exposed. Bottom tower's already been taken too. And that would definitely limit the Meepo's farm. Oh, Meepo blink on the mid lane.
Yeah, that's the blink reveal coming into play, but it might cost Weehaw his life. Hookshot's not going to save him, and the Sunray dealing so much damage. It's a 2-for-1 at the moment as Clockwork attempts to get out. Phoenix might be in a horrible spot. Dealing a little bit of damage thanks to Fire Pursuit. Beautiful Impale coming out from Mugi, or from Faith, I should say. Resolution now on the run. It's a 3-for-3. That was, who actually does that favor to do the math on this one? The Golem is going to end up dropping now. Faith, oh no, he has Fatal Bonds applied, but luckily everything dies before he can take any more damage.
I would say it definitely favors Newbee, just because...
Incorrect, for gold at least.
Okay, incorrect for gold, but for the next 2.5 minutes while Warlock Ultimate's down, it should favor them.
True. That's a great point, Brax. That's why you're here, my friend.
Thank you. There's so many fire spells in this game, it looks like, just by the icons here on the
fire
team
on top
recap.
of fire. Did we have a team recap? Oh.
No, yeah.
Yeah, as far as the icons are concerned, absolutely. So we saw the blink reveal from Weehaw. So has Blink, Dragonlance, and next will be the Sheepstick, as we talked about. Faith has an infested partner right now. He's gonna pop his Vendetta and try to find a victim, and Resolution might just be that. They're probably gonna have to get the Impale off before the Vendetta hit.
Yeah, I would imagine
to be able to burst him down in time.
The stun.
They're actually not going to find him, though. They're going to change directions And there are 2 supports for Odd, both Soxa and Misery. Here comes the lasso. And they're actually going to clean up both very, very easily. Well played by Newbee, invading the enemy jungle and then squeezing them into a nice, delicious Newbee sandwich. As the tier 1 tower is taken out mid.
Wow, Newbee sandwich. That sounds good. I want one of those.
I know, I've been craving a sandwich all week, actually. Just nothing looks appetizing. There's always like some weird thing in there, but it'll happen. You lived here for a year. Take me to a, well, not in this city, I guess.
Take you to a what?
A sandwich shop, man. I want to go to the Super Monkey sandwich shop.
You don't want a sandwich from Super Monkey. That's for sure.
Blink Dagger, of course, on Batrider, as we saw, is going for Force Staff next, so no drums. What's the reasoning for no drums as opposed to rushing it and then going Blink Dagger?
On Batrider?
Yeah, for this game.
You build it when you want to play as more of a core instead of just an initiator. You want to be that beefy laner that can pressure a lot in the lane.
I see.
Yep, no lasso available, can't cancel the TP. And that's why you usually don't go for it after, because you've already got that Blink Dagger, and now Force Staff has much more value than completing drums after that.
Now, Blade Fury is always one of those, I feel like, a weird spell. Because I learned, it was like last year, I believe, when AOI was on the team, that you can, obviously you can Blade Fury TP. I didn't know you could TP Blade Fury. Isn't that weird?
There are some skills like that. You can do that with Weaver's Invis, too.
Yeah, but like Nyx Assassin as well. But the Invis makes a little bit more sense than Blade Fury, right? I thought it might have been the Invis interaction, but apparently not. Just something about not having a cast animation, maybe?
That's it. When the cast point is at 0 or whatever, it doesn't interrupt things.
Oh boy. Weehan Company are smoked up. In fact, Newbee is as well. They're going to jump in and find the Meepo pretty much right off the bat. Will they be able to do much damage? Yes, they take him out. No, he gets out? What? Back to base. The Sonic Wave I thought it finished out, but it was the Vengeful Spirit instead. Soxa trying to TP out, but SC finishes him off with a nice scream of pain. They'll find 3, but Meepo and Juggernaut live to see another day. How did Weeha live, man?
I don't know. Barely made it out, but
jeez.
The rest of his team was not so lucky. Such an awkward engagement when both teams pop, smoke like that, get instantly revealed. Then it's like you just have to go. You know, when your smokes get broken like that. We saw Phoenix laser up to the high ground.
Yeah.
And then the Warlock Golem was dropped on the Phoenix to cancel the Sunray.
So we have a finished Orchid, I believe. Yeah, coming out for Queen of Pain. That would have been a kill onto Meepo, 100%.
Yep, definitely.
Not able to poof out. That is a huge deal. And something that he's going to have to, I mean, what can you do against that? I've seen it maybe 2 times going for a Manta style, but
you know, you can poof for the Mantas.
I know, but it's still pretty bad.
It's still pretty bad.
I can't remember who actually did that. It was a long, long time ago. But is there anything, I mean, you just can't do anything. You can't really buy any items.
There's no, Meepo can't itemize at all for these spells except tanking up.
Somebody buys a Lotus Orb, perhaps?
Yeah, then you have to click one of these 5 Meepos to get Orchid in.
I mean, why not? You know what's great? Obviously it's not in this game, but I was thinking of actual reasons to use this thing because it's really bad, is Dazzle Ags for a Meepo game.
Oh, okay.
That's actually pretty good.
That's the one time. Flop them up.
The one time it's good, guys. Yeah. In your Meepo games, which I'm sure you all spam.
I mean, it probably still has some value. It's just odd to see.
Right. Another smoke here by Newbee. And this time, the Lifestealer, it's nice to be able to choose what hero you initiate on.
Yeah, he's got the Nyx and the Batrider in this game.
Yeah, even the Phoenix in some respects. They're going to jump in directly onto Meepo. Weeha will drop this time. Not able to find his way out. And that is a big kill. A greater than sign 5K lead for Newbee.
Oh my.
Right now.
Greater than 5K.
Right, give me a guess as they're going to attempt to go for Roshan.
5,500.
Wow, pretty damn close, man.
Wow, maybe I looked.
It's like 66,000 maybe.
Okay.
Very good.
All right, so Newbee, you're doing Rosh. Meepo, I honestly feel like this hero plays like Ursa in the sense that he needs that Roshan to get to that next item and feel really strong in these fights. So taking away Rosh from them, big deal for sure.
SC takes the Aegis. Vengeful Spirit, well, he knows there's an Orchid now in the game because Quap just destroyed him with it. And this game not feeling anywhere like not only last game, but what the panel was talking about, the scary factor that is the Meepo.
Yeah, so far we've only seen the Meepo looking very scared.
Yes, that is true. But it is one of those heroes that can still find 1 kill, 2 kills just by himself anywhere on the map at any time. Super mobility, ridiculous damage.
Yeah, but you see him moving up right now, looking for anything.
I thought he was going to find the Phoenix there, but ends up not doing so.
Yep, can't cancel the TP with net anymore. I don't think he's that close to... Okay, he's Mystic Staff away. Yeah, not that close. About halfway there.
Yeah. Not the farm he's looking for. He is level 16, which, if I'm looking at the overall levels, actually tied with Club. That is not good.
That's not where you want to be. He's definitely a hero that wants to play from ahead, or he kind of struggles to deal with some of these other heroes.
Right. I feel like at this time in a normal game, he'd be like level 18, and Quap would not be this. Quap is really high level.
Yeah, agreed. Meepo, very good hero at killing Quap, and I mean, Quap's been doing the killing this game.
Indeed. Warlock getting scouted here by Faith. Don't know if they're actually going to find a kill. Well, Nake's bomb, Misery. Oh, nice counter initiation by Moon. Force Staff used. Clockwork out of town. Nope, gets the Impale into the Sunray. Just can't get away. Everything I'm saying is rhyming.
My God.
Unintended.
Just a natural.
I guess so. Uh-oh, Batrider now. He's trying to find a Meepo. He'll find one. Can they actually burst him down in time is the question. Lifestealer will do his work, and with the Queen of Pain, they will ensure yet another death for our Meepo, who is now 1-4-1.
Yep, rough game for the Meepo, but you know, we saw a rough game earlier from the Meepo, and they won.
Yeah, I think the difference was the rest of their team were doing quite a bit better than they are now. But Resolution, kind of what the panel was alluding to earlier, he's one of those guys, he just always has a good game.
Right. You leave him alone, let him do his own thing, and he's always going to have good form.
But we'll see if he can actually carry his team to the next level, as, again, Newbee have been beaten by Planet Odd in different various names that they've gone through over and over and over again. There has to be something, like when a team just gets beat by the same team over and over, there has to be something in your head that's just like, just this mental slump.
Yeah.
This mental lack of confidence against this team. But right now they're doing quite well in this game.
Yep, Newbee definitely in the driver's seat here, especially with that Aegis being taken.
And Batrider will be seen by Resolution, who's hiding in the trees in this bot lane.
Yep, he's got a Blink Dagger actually looking to make some plays happen on the side lanes.
That would be quite nice. The tier 2 tower is taken out in mid. Slow push is successful. Batrider not quite in range to see the jug. Resolution could actually get this kill. No, he's going to use Manta and blink away to safety.
Okay. Meepo has to play so scared in this game. Nyx Assassin's running around the entire game. Batrider, great at scouting him out too. Just not a lot of places to farm.
Yeah, we were talking about how this is such a good game for Meepo. And on paper, he does counter a lot of these heroes, but together, they've actually created this
They've limited his farm so much.
Yeah. So well played by Newbee so far.
Yeah.
Of course, that is something they have to consider. Oh, Omni Slash onto Nyx. Not quite enough to actually get the kill. Hookshot will connect. Sunray is healing up his teammate as Nyx force staffs to safety. Swap. Misery attempts to TV. He sacrifices the life of Soxa.
You will, you know, Soxa's low level. He respawns quickly.
Yes,
he'll be back.
I wonder what's going on in team comms right now. What is the net worth? They're actually at the same net worth, so it's
levels.
It's kind of like
levels.
Oh, he's a higher level as well?
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Let's see. Level 10 versus level. It's.
I'm not
barely
wrong.
The same.
Not wrong.
But Warlock, he's going for a Midas. He's like, dude, I was so close. Oh, that's rough. That poor Soxa.
Yep.
Well, Scan is used top, but no one is up there at the moment.
Yeah, mid lane. Nyx coming in with the Lifestealer. Oh, Resolution blinks out. Looks like he's gone.
Side. If you were in this game, who would be your favorite person to jump into as Lifestealer?
Probably the Nyx.
I think the one we haven't seen yet is Phoenix.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not. It's definitely the worst one out of all these heroes.
Yeah. Even the Queen of. I mean, he can jump into literally every single hero, and it's good.
That's right. We've actually seen he win in the Quap as well earlier. Just everyone but the Phoenix so far, and that just makes it even more difficult to expect the gank. You know, sometimes you see, oh, Nyx is in his vehicle, and you can play safe, but Queen of Pain farms everywhere. Sometimes Barret is farming lanes too.
And every smoke has been pretty successful for Newbee so far. This one not looking like it'll be the case though.
Yep, Aegis has been reclaimed too, so now perhaps Odd will have a chance of taking some of these team fights, but it still looks very hard for them.
All right, next guess as to what the net worth is at.
Greater than 5K, I can see it on the screen right there.
It's between 5K and 15.
Okay, 9.
It is not. It is actually close to the next threshold of 15.
Oh my.
It's at about 14K, I want to say, 13.5.
Jeez.
Oh, here's the initiation onto Juggernaut. The Orchid will come into play, and I would imagine this is a dead. I thought they were gonna just leave him, let him die to the Orchid. That would have been.
Can't do that when he's got a Manta, but
He already used it, I thought, didn't he?
Yep, it was on cooldown for like 4 more seconds.
Oh, he had used it somewhat earlier. I
Yep.
see.
Yeah, you don't want to miss a kill like that. That would be kick yourself for that one.
Indeed. No, Weeha is top lane, taking the tier 2 tower, but his tier 3 is in peril. And you have to imagine that this is going to be a dead tower, so shrines are available for the taking. On Newbee's side, as Misery gets initiated on by Mugi. The right clicks are... They deal a lot, and the Sonic Wave is going to be enough to take him out. And now Meepo taking a lot of damage. Moon Meander, a beautiful initiation. The Cogs keeping people in place, but Meepo dies regardless of the fact. And the double impale. This is a just disastrous fight for Meepo and company.
Oh,
this is going to be a dieback on the Meepo, and GG is called.
That's game.
Wow, that was a quick game.
That was. And
when Meepo doesn't work, it doesn't work real quick. Yeah,
Naha's praising SCC's Quap for all the right reasons there. They avoided all these mid ganks from the Venge and Meepo, and I mean, honestly, it looked like Newbee just controlling the map the entire game.
Yeah, that was a rough game for playing.